CM Punk, The Rock is back to stop you, and after 10 long years, The Rock...
Rock, come Royal Rumble, understand, when you step in the ring, your arms are just too short to box with God.
CM Punk, The Rock's heart said, kick your candy ass at Royal Rumble.
You don't get to win.
Following contest set for one fall is for the WWE Championship. Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman from Chicago, Illinois. Weighing 218 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, CM Punk.
We've talked all night about how the Royal Rumble is about numbers. Here's a number you need to know. 434. 434 days, over 14 months, CM Punk has been WWE Champion. Yeah. He calls it, quote, my life's work.
Right. You line him up, CM Punk's going to beat them all. And tonight, we're all going to finally acknowledge that CM Punk is the best in the world. His record says he is.
From Miami, Florida, weighing 265 pounds, The Rock.
It's just a different feel when this man walks into an arena. It's nothing short of electric.
Oh, you're right about that. The Rock is a third-generation superstar. His grandfather, the late, great Peter Maivia. His father, Rocky Johnson. And, of course, The Rock himself, a 7-time WWE champion.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, CM Punk.
There's Paul Heyman in the corner with his guy, Punk, giving him a little pep talk. Uh-oh.
It's an electric atmosphere here at the Royal Rumble. Punk and The Rock. CM Punk, one of the longest reigning WWE champions in history. He brags about being the best in the world, and Katie has an opportunity to prove it tonight against the legendary Rock.
Yeah, you're talking about The Rock, though. I mean, his list of accolades is endless.
Rock Punk. Match nearly a year in the making.
This is what it is all about. The WWE Championship.
Listen to this place.
I can't wait. The hair on the back of my neck is standing up.
The Brahma Bull, The Rock, promised the world that he would win the WWE Championship tonight. A very bold prediction for a man who hasn't been in the ring for months, going up against a man who has been champion for over 14 months.
Yeah, and you know, CM Punk also made a promise. He promised the WWE Universe that at the end of the Royal Rumble, he would still be WWE Champion. Somebody's promise is going to get broken. Oh, mama!
Earlier tonight, King, John Cena eliminated Ryback to win the Royal Rumble match.
Which means John Cena now has a guaranteed championship match at WrestleMania. The only question that remains is, will he challenge for the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship?
You would have to think that if Rock can pull it off here tonight, John Cena would jump at the opportunity to challenge him, especially considering he lost to the Great One at last year's WrestleMania. If I know Cena, he'll be looking for redemption.
Oh, out of nowhere!
He anticipated that move perfectly.
Man, that was a vicious elbow drop. Oh, man, is he fired up.
And there's the reversal from CM Punk.
Man, if the Shield gets involved in this matchup here tonight, Mr. McMahon has said he will strip CM Punk of the WWE Championship.
And despite all the evidence to the contrary, CM Punk continues to claim that he has nothing to do with the Shield. That remains to be seen, I'd say.
You know, I have a great deal of respect for Mr. McMahon, but stripping CM Punk of the title is not the way to end a 434-day championship reign. That title should be decided in the middle of the ring. It's been over 10 years since the... Oh my gosh! The Brahma Bull! And that nailed him!
Look at those eyes.
Oh yeah, this could be big.
What's he gonna do here? What's he gonna do here?
Oh, what a clothesline. Uh-oh! I think we are about to witness the most electrifying move in all of sports entertainment. The People's Elbow from The Rock for the championship. Wait a minute. What the? Who's turned out the light?
Hey, look, right in front of us.
What?
Look in front of us, look in front of us.
I can't see anything.
They're attacking The Rock. Somebody's attacking The Rock. Hey, look it.
Oh my God.
That was the Shield. They're right in front of us. They triple powerbomb The Rock through the announce table. And the smirk on CM Punk's face.
Yeah, that tells the whole story. Punk had to know what was going on here.
The official has no clue what happened. He was inside the ring and so far away from the fray, but King, we saw it plain as day. Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins attacked The Rock and triple powerbomb through the announce table.
And now, look at CM Punk throwing a helpless Rock back inside the ring. What's going to happen now?
This is ridiculous.
No.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Talk about robbery. Grand larceny.
Oh, and look at Heyman. How can Punk be proud of a victory like that?
It's sickening.
The lights go out, the Shield comes out, put The Rock through a table, and now CM Punk retains the title. Oh, come on.
This is stupid. This is just stupid. And Punk's still the champion, and the reign continues.
Hey,
the boss.
hold on.
CM Punk, your celebration is over. I told you if the Shield got involved in your matchup, we would strip you of the championship.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I know. Technically, we couldn't see the Shield involved, right? So that means we're all stupid. It wasn't the Shield. CM Punk, it is my duty.
No. We ain't ending this night like that. You don't take it from him. I am.
Oh!
Restart the match now.
Are you kidding me?
You heard the man. Restart the match.
Yes! Look at Heyman, he's going nuts! Well, just when Mr. McMahon was about to strip CM Punk of the title, The Rock said, no, no, no. The Rock didn't want that to happen tonight. The Rock wants to be the man to take the title from CM Punk. So the match has been restarted. CM Punk calls this WWE Championship reign his life's work. The Rock calls these 434 days misery.
I don't think there's any doubt that if CM Punk can beat The Rock here at the Royal Rumble, he's going to be in the conversation for the best ever.
Oh, come on, he already is. I mean, how could he not be? It's been 434 days. How could he not be considered the best in the world?
We've heard it many times over the past few weeks. Why would a big movie star like The Rock want to come back here and try to...
What a move!
CM Punk's current WWE title reign goes all the way back to last year's Royal Rumble and beyond. At last year's event, Punk's success...
Hey, King, look at Rock. Rock's ready. The Brahma Bull stalking CM Punk.
And here he goes. He's got Punk. Uh-oh. He was going for the Rock bottom, and now Punk is fighting out of this.
And look at CM Punk
Hammering the Rock.
Rock is stunned. Now with the GTS.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, up for the GTS, and what a counter by Rock. And King, Rock stunned up Punk. Look at the sharpshooter.
Are you kidding me? The Rock with the sharpshooter. But wait a minute. Look at CM Punk. He's rolled right through. He's going for the Anaconda Vice.
Submission move. Submission move.
Oh my, there's the submission hold. He's in the driver's seat now.
Really going to work here. Just wrenching that thing. I think this WWE Universe can smell what you're cooking, Rock.
Punk sidesteps that one.
Yeah, just when you think you have Punk right where you want him. Oh, The Rock's looking good right now, but he's facing a battle-tested champion in CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk goes every single night. He misses very little time with the exception of the knee surgery last month that cost him nearly a month of action.
Yeah, and speaking of Punk's surgically repaired left knee, you would have to think it has a giant bullseye on it here in this match.
The Rock has, and The Rock makes him pay for all that.
Look at this. He's just barely moving. I'm not sure he can get back to his feet.
He's begging for it.
Oh, the offense of The Rock is working well right now.
People's elbow. The Rock right to the heart. And this has got to be it. 2, 3. The Rock has done it. The 10-year wait is over. The Rock is once again the People's Champion.
Oh, man. The Rock made a promise to the WWE Universe and to himself, and he kept that promise here tonight to win his 8th WWE Championship.
The great one, maybe the greatest of all time, has delivered tonight.
Oh, man, what an electric moment here tonight at the Royal Rumble. And we are now officially on the road to WrestleMania.
Let us remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that CM Punk is not the WWE Champion. This past Monday on Raw, CM Punk stole the title from The Rock. Punk cannot get over the fact that he's no longer champion. Listen, he had a great run, but it's over.
Great run? Come on, that was a legendary run. And Paul Heyman, you can make fun of him all you want, but he's one of the greatest managers ever in his own mind.
WWE fans on their feet for the Brahma Bull, the People's Champion, the WWE Champion, The Rock.
Oh man, the roar of this crowd is absolutely deafening.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall is for the WWE Championship. Introducing first, from Miami, Florida, weighing 265 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, The Rock. And his opponent being accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, CM Punk.
An electric big fight feel in the air tonight in New Orleans.
That's right, the city that's hosted Super Bowls and Final Fours. Tonight, New Orleans is the site of the final pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania.
One thing's for certain, the winner of this match will be the WWE Champion. The challenger is CM Punk. He's won 3 World Championships, 2 WWE Championships, Tag Team titles, the Intercontinental Championship. He's also a 2-time Money in the Bank winner and the 2011 Superstar of the Year.
And of course, across from him is The Rock, an 8-time WWE Champion, 2-time World Champion, 5-time Tag Team Champion, and winner of the 2000 Royal Rumble. Rock. Oh, man, that one rocked him. The Rock going to work now. He's putting those educated feet to good use. The Rock is building some well-deserved momentum right now.
Oh, DDT!
That's got to be it.
Of course, the winner of this match will go on to defend the WWE title at WrestleMania against John Cena, who hit a speed bump on his road to WrestleMania earlier tonight.
You're right about that. John Cena and his tag team partners, Sheamus and Ryback, fell victim to the Shield in a six-man tag team match earlier.
You know, King, there's just no stopping the Shield. We don't know much about these three newcomers yet, but I do predict big things for them.
Rock's in trouble. Hurricane Rana. CM Punk gathering attention in a hurry. Great counter by The Rock. CM Punk feels he's had the WWE Championship stolen from him at the Royal Rumble.
Well, somebody please explain to me how The Rock stole the WWE title.
Well, according to Punk's line of thinking, Punk had Rock beat. Then they restarted the match, and Punk lost after the restart.
Earlier tonight, we saw Jack Swagger win an Elimination Chamber match.
It's a big one, King. Rock the champion, Punk the challenger.
Oh, Punk slides out of the ring to safety.
But remember the stipulations in this matchup. Rock, if he's disqualified or counted out, he'll lose the championship. So no champion's advantage here for The Rock.
Yeah, and I'm sure Paul Heyman is reminding CM Punk of that fact right now.
The winner of this match punches his ticket to the main event at WrestleMania.
Oh, what's Punk doing now? Oh, he just slapped the face of The Rock.
Yeah, smart move by Punk, infuriating The Rock. Remember, Rock blows a gasket here. He gets disqualified. He loses the title.
Yeah, watch out. Rock's going to have to be very careful here.
And senior official Mike Chioda doing a good job trying to keep Rock away from Punk, but he's got to warn him. Remind him of that disqualification rule.
The Rock all over CM Punk. And I think Punk realized, well, that didn't work. What's next?
But he may have Rock off his game.
Oh
no, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, you can't blame Rock now.
What a lowlife, and Rock is going to take it out on Punk.
CM Punk spits in the face of The Rock. Well, CM Punk is doing everything in his power to get Rock to lose it, to blow a gasket and get himself disqualified and cost him the title. He slapped The Rock's face and he spit in The Rock's face.
Now back to the ring.
Uh-oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, the Brahma Bull. Man, that nailed him.
The Brahma Bull looking for the rock bottom. But look at Punk go, King. Punk to the elbows, driving Rock to his knees.
Boy, Punk hammering those elbows into the side of The Rock.
Just wearing The Rock out. What a match this has been. Both men physically exhausted.
Is Punk trying to get out of the ring? What's happening here? Punk pulling himself up onto those ropes. No, wait a minute. I think Punk's got something else in mind. Look out!
And Rock caught Punk! Rock bottom! Rock bottom! Rock bottom by The Rock! Punk's out! Punk's out!
That has got to be it.
CM Punk has been Paul Heyman's meal ticket for a long time, and Heyman realizing the payday that's going to come at WrestleMania if Punk can turn things around and pull off the win tonight.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Paul Heyman is also the mastermind behind one of the great brands in sports entertainment history. Extremely crappy wrestling.
It's not like Paul Heyman doesn't bring anything to the table. I mean, come on. He's the only manager to manage 3 straight world champions. At 21 years old, he took the Midnight Express to the top of the tag team mountain. He took Rick Rude to the U.S. title. Heyman is nothing short of amazing. King, The Rock is greatness flowing through his veins. Both his father and grandfather are WWE Hall of Famers.
You're right about that, Cole. And both men were inducted by the current WWE champion, The Rock, back at the 2008 ceremonies in Orlando, Florida.
And you would have to think it's only a matter of time.
Look at this. Get Paul Heyman out of there.
here. Heyman chattering and Rock just blasted the official.
And the referee distracted by Heyman and
Go to sleep. GTS. Punk's gonna win it here. But there's no referee. The referee's been knocked down.
what is Punk signaling for now? Heyman rolling around the ring to make better time. Wait a minute. What's Punk gonna do with the title?
What do you think he's gonna do?
I can't walk out of here with that. Oh no, this is gonna be worse. Watch out, Rock!
Oh, he hit Heyman! Punk took out Heyman!
Extra slow getting back to his base here.
I don't know how much longer he's gonna be able to go.
He anticipated that move perfectly.
You hear how his leg connected? Great strategy being shown by CM Punk here. Back into the ring now. Reversal. Oh man, this is a high-pressure situation. Remember, the winner of this match is going to main event WrestleMania as the WWE Champion.
That's what this is all about. The WWE Championship on the grandest stage of all, the biggest city in the world, New York.
And that's right.
And The Rock makes him pay for all that.
Uh-oh.
Trying to put him away.
That's it. He's out.
He could pin his opponent right here. Free.
He did it. The Rock is going to WrestleMania.
Oh, and what a performance by The Rock, who went into this matchup without a champion's advantage.
CM Punk pulled out all the stops. He used every trick in the book, including Paul Heyman. But The Rock retains the WWE title. The Rock will defend it at WrestleMania.
Oh, man, what an unbelievable stage we have set for WrestleMania.
John Cena indeed is going to main event WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble match and choose whether he wants to battle for the WWE or World title.
At WrestleMania 29, I challenge the WWE Champion.
The former WWE Champion.
Yeah, sure, The Rock beat me fair and square. And he beat you fair and square at WrestleMania last year. But when you're talking about wins and losses, you have never beat me. Besides, The Rock versus John Cena is deja vu. I've already seen that television show. It's a rerun. The Rock beats John Cena because you can't get it done. You can't win the big one, John.
You beat me in a match, and I will give you my WrestleMania title shot.
You just made the stupidest decision of your life.
I will beat you, and at WrestleMania, I will beat The Rock, and all of you will know that the champ is here!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and the winner faces The Rock for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
It's a big fight feel here in Dallas tonight.
And it's all about going to WrestleMania to face The Rock for the WWE Championship in the main event.
It doesn't get any bigger than that, kid.
Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Earlier tonight, this man CM Punk said that tonight isn't about the WWE Champion, The Rock.
He said tonight is not about the people. He said tonight is more important than any one thing because tonight it's about him.
Yeah, you're right. This one's for all the marbles. Can you imagine what's going through the mind of CM Punk, knowing how big this match is?
And his opponent from West Newbury, Massachusetts,
I feel lucky.
weighing 251 pounds,
I feel great.
John Cena.
Time to go to work.
So much is at stake here, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this match will go on to WrestleMania on April 7th off Broadway to take on the WWE Champion, The Rock, in the main event.
Oh, man, look at this. 17,131 WWE fans on their feet right here in Dallas, Texas tonight for John Cena and CM Punk.
John Cena won the opportunity to face The Rock at WrestleMania when he won the Royal Rumble back in January. But Cena gave all that up to prove once and for all that he could beat CM Punk here tonight.
You're right. In his own words, Cena said he wanted to prove he was worthy. But I don't know if that was a wise decision. We'll find out in this match, which has brought on enormous pressure on John Cena.
Not only did Cena give up the opportunity to go to WrestleMania and have this match tonight and have to earn it once again, but as CM Punk pointed out, John Cena has not been able to beat Punk in a big match, and that's a fact. Earlier tonight, CM Punk had this to say to the WWE Universe: I'm an icon that walks among superstars. You are in the presence of greatness on 2 feet. I'm not just a human being. I am immortal, a legend, an icon.
He's an idiot, if you ask me. John Cena has everything to lose here tonight, while CM Punk has everything to gain.
And that's why so many people have questioned John Cena's decision to take this match. There's so much on the line for him tonight.
Well, in his words, Cena said he wants to shut up the critics. He said that CM Punk talks business, but he means business. Punk turns it around. Punk can change the outlook of a match in an instant.
When one of these men square off against The Rock at WrestleMania, they will be challenging a man who has stood across the ring at WrestleMania against some of the biggest names of all time.
I think John Cena's ready to end this. Let's see. You can't see me. CM Punk is down, but oh, wait a minute. He just kicked Cena right in the face. And Punk, CM Punk, submission maneuver locked in. Cole, John Cena would love nothing more than to go on to WrestleMania and beat The Rock to become an 11th-time WWE champion.
You have to think that John Cena is still haunted by his loss to The Rock at last year's WrestleMania. I mean, to go to WrestleMania and not only beat The Rock, but take the WWE title would be the ultimate redemption for John Cena.
Well, whoever wins tonight, Cole, The Rock is certainly going to have his hands full at WrestleMania.
King, CM Punk has called himself the single most important superstar of this era in all eras past. In fact, he compared himself to, well...
Yeah, he called himself God. Let's face it.
I mean, that's what he said. CM Punk earlier tonight compared himself to God. You know, King, sometimes in this business we have a tendency to overhype some matches, but there's no way you can overhype what's happening here tonight.
Oh, you're right, Cole. The winner of this match is going to main event WrestleMania. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
CM Punk's hoping it's him, hoping he can beat The Rock for the title the Great One took from him back at the Royal Rumble.
For CM Punk, a win here tonight puts him back in the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania for the second year in a row.
And of course, last year, CM Punk defeated Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 28 to retain the title.
Yeah, and at that same event, John Cena was beaten by The Rock. The same man these two superstars are vying to compete against at WrestleMania.
And in the shadows of New York City, it's WrestleMania 29. Who will challenge The Rock? We find out right here, right now.
Cena hits the five-knuckle shuffle. Great counter. John Cena wants to make 2013 his...
Can he score the pin?
He was one step ahead on that one.
And what a reversal from CM Punk.
He was able to reverse that.
He almost took his head off with that lariat. He drops the elbow.
Boy, he was able to reverse it and get out of that. Oh! Here goes Punk! Wow, he was quick as a corpse on that one.
Ooh, a little showboating going on here.
Boy, he is really tired now. That tank of his has to be reading empty.
It has to be, King, but I still don't see him giving up.
Luthez press. Do you feel it, Michael? Cena's got the momentum again.
Punk sidesteps that one.
Yeah, just when you think you have Punk right where you want him.
A textbook reversal. Can he follow up?
Now look at the STF. The STF locked in.
I think Punk is going to have to tap.
It's all about going to WrestleMania. It's all about going to WrestleMania.
But look at Punk. He's scratching, clawing, pulling himself towards those ropes. He's right there.
And it's going to force the break so close for John Cena.
My gosh. What is it going to take? These two men have hit each other with their best shots. The AA, the go to sleep. But somehow each one of these superstars survived. Cena just looked over here at me and made a motion like, what's it gonna take?
Oh! And Punk right to the midsection. And now CM Punk, what? No! Pile driver to Cena!
Oh my God!
Punk's going to WrestleMania! Punk's going to WrestleMania!
That's it. You're right. Punk has done it.
Here's the cover on Cena. Cena kicked down!
What?
Somehow John Cena kicked down.
I cannot believe it. I've personally beat thousands of opponents with a pile driver. People just don't get up from a pile driver.
And Punk again into the cover on Cena. Looking to put him away and again a kick out.
This is unbelievable.
And again a kick out by Cena.
John Cena will not be denied.
This is absolutely incredible.
Both of these men have to be spent. I know, Cole, I'm spent just watching it.
Me too. This is awesome.
A textbook suplex.
Oh, look at this. John Cena with a hurricanrana. Oh, man.
The Punk back to his feet, but John Cena, AA time, AA to Punk.
That's it, gonna be over. And will this be it? 2, 3.
Cena did it. Cena's coming home. Cena's going to WrestleMania.
Oh, it's official now. At WrestleMania, it will be The Rock against John Cena for the WWE Championship.
I'm still hot, knock your shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off. The franchise doing.
Cena did it! Cena's coming home! Cena's going to WrestleMania!
This would be the final time CM Punk and John Cena would square off in the ring.
An incredible performance by two of the world's greatest athletes here tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Following the loss, CM Punk would set his sights on the imposing, undefeated streak of The Undertaker, ultimately succumbing to the Dead Man at WrestleMania.
Can you say 21 and 0?
The streak lived on.
Cena, meanwhile, would go on to face The Rock in their highly anticipated rematch from the prior year's WrestleMania. Only this time, the champ would emerge victorious.
Cena does it! That's what it's all about. The WWE Championship.
In the end, both John Cena and CM Punk had pushed each other's careers to higher plateaus, their mark on one another undeniable. Two opposites of a spectrum, forced to adapt and evolve in their quest for triumph. The ripples of their explosive conflict, transforming not only themselves, but forever changing the landscape of WWE. A rivalry that defined an era. One which will be long remembered as a true showcase of champions in WWE history.